Hooray! Hi guys, it's Agola Lamotams, also known as Gelawapa Z, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you will be notified that Gelawapa Z post a boka video, that Gelawapa Z has uploaded a video. In this live stream, we are discussing the Republican president of Zambia, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and how things have changed in the past years and more recently today. For those of you who are not Zambian, you may well be aware of the things that have been happening in Zambia and how people are not happy with what is taking place. So before we start, I'll start welcoming people. Welcome to my live stream. Hi, Grace Piri. Good to see you on my YouTube channel. And if you're watching me from Facebook, just let me know that you can see me clearly on Facebook and you can hear my sound correctly. For those of you who want to join this stream, the link is the one that I'm dropping right now in the comments section below on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. Here we go. Hi, Chisanga, good to see you. So that's the link if you want to join to discuss this. President Lungu becomes the most disrespected president of Zambia. And I have evidence, I have proof to show you why he is the most disrespected. And I can't wait for you guys to join in and just discuss what you feel about what is going on. So on my Facebook as well, if you want to join, here is the link. So today, the president of Zambia made a post on his Facebook page. For those of you who may not be aware, the president of Burundi has passed away. I'm supposed to do a live stream for that specifically. I will be doing that because we need to discuss the president of Burundi. And the comments on his page made the president, for the first time, delete his post. They were nasty. And you know, for the past days, we've been talking about how we're not happy that the president is not addressing the youths. And it's like the youths were just waiting for him to post something and they unleashed their anger on him. It was crazy. It was crazy. I'll be reading some of them comments. It's like people knew that he was going to delete and they have grabbed the comments from everywhere. Hi, Vasit Mwale, good to see you from Botswana. Yeah, good to see you. Michael Chira, how are you? Kings Muntali, Jairus, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. My ever supporting Brian is amazing. He's been supporting my channel for a long, long time. So I can't wait. We need to discuss this. This is serious. Let me just share this to different groups. So how are you? Hi, Chifuwe. I was shocked that the young people are unleashing, the disgruntled youths of Zambia are unleashing their anger on the president of Zambia. I was in shock when I was reading the comments. So I'll start by reading the comments. Hi, Katala Lupunga, watching from Lusaka. Good to see you, sis. I'll start reading some of the comments. It's a shame. It's a shame. Hi, how are you? So after the president posted that, somebody commented, Utunensu, meaning our friends, at least our friends have lost their president. And then Rosemary, well, I'll just mention their names because it's there. Rosemary said, dictators have started dying one by one. May God clear them all. I don't know who she meant. Most of the people just say Utunensu. And then Steriwell tagged a friend, say, come and laugh some, please. Now, this comment got me. This comment by Gertrude JL Funjika. Gertrude said, the people of Burundi are dancing with the stars and joy. Just one day, our prayers will be answered. Also, someone to screenshot my comment and keep it for future use, which is a prayer. So Gertrude is saying it's a prayer point and people should screenshot this comment. And she was like, which prayer point did they use? She's asking which prayer point did the people of Burundi use, so that I should start now. This is Your Excellency, guys. The Excellency, EDGAR Chagwa Lungu, the president of Zambia. And people are commenting like this. I was in shock. Timmy said, he was like, he was just talking about, come and see somebody who claims to have studied law at the University of Zambia. We don't even know which college his mates went to, you know. The president was fired shots, honestly. So many shots. This other person said, Melvin Makumba said, too bad, it's a wrong country. Zambians, you can kill someone. Serafina Ntenga says, Utunensu. And then now our junior star said, don't say on behalf of Zambia, sir. You didn't consult us. We don't want to wish condolences to that dictator or any other. This is on the president's post, guys. And people were brutal like that. Honestly, I couldn't believe this. I couldn't. And then Muzo Chilufia said, some countries are indeed blessed. And then Innocent Kanga said, see what God is doing for other countries. Zambians, oh my goodness. And then Dumiso Mawere said, some countries are blessed. Anyway, God will answer our prayers too. This is your president, the Republican president of Zambia. Hey, Clement Sikazo said, very sad indeed. It's good that the angel is still roaming in Africa. The angel of death. The mission hasn't been accomplished yet. Clement says, the mission hasn't been accomplished yet. So because the mission hasn't been accomplished yet, guys, this is serious. This is your father, the father of the nation. And you guys, all you do is comment like this. Whoa, I couldn't believe this. Okay, I have Herbert waiting at the background. How did we get to the point where the president is being disrespected? Let me add Herbert. Hi, yes, how are you?
Hi, Lily. Hi, how are you?
Your volume?
Hi. My volume?
I'm fine.
Okay, am I clear now?
It's okay, it's okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, fine, fine.
Herbert,
okay.
I came across a post where the president was just wishing condolences to the president of Burundi.
Okay.
And the president of Burundi obviously is passed away. We're not sure whether it's COVID or I believe it was a heart attack. I'll do a video live stream separate for that. But the comments on the president's page, what would you say? Is he the most disrespected president of history in Zambia or what? Please, can you tell us something? Because I couldn't understand when I saw the comments. They were really deep. What would you say about that?
Okay, definitely. I just saw briefly because I was quite busy. So what I noticed, there was a lot of anger, and I think, yeah, definitely stemming from my Christian faith and values, we believe that leadership must be respected, honored, and that's the way it is. And I feel that when you see people reacting in such a way, it's a sign that there's a love loss in the leadership. And I really feel that it's unfortunate that it has come to this. And I read somewhere that it will, the post was removed. I understand that. So yes, I feel that yes, I feel that it's a very unfortunate situation, and definitely it shows that there is need for leadership and the people to heal this problem, so that at the end of the day we do not have a wounded country. Already the country is wounded by a lot of things that is going through. So I believe that as a people, definitely we are upset, definitely we are angry, and there's a whole lot of things being said, Yeah, and I cannot control what other people are saying or feeling or saying. Yes, but it shows that there's a there's deep anger towards the leadership, and we just pray that we can come to a place of sorting out whatever problem is pending, so that we can so that at least the president's perception again can can become better. Yeah, because right now, looking at based on what we saw there, it just shows you that there's so much happening in the hearts of people. Yeah, where you could see people are saying that utunensu, where it's like people are wishing ill. Yeah, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, I didn't feel good to see that, because he's the president, he's my leader, he's my president of the country of Zambia. So definitely it shows you that as a country there is a deep wound somewhere in the souls of people.
Definitely. Herbert, I couldn't believe the comments I saw. And it's like people knew that he would delete the post, and hey, they've already screen grabbed, and the posts, the comments were everywhere. I couldn't believe. Honestly, do you think the president has earned this disrespect, or he doesn't deserve this disrespect? What would you say about that? Do you think he's the most disrespected president of our time? From what do you think he's the most disrespected president?
I don't know if I can go with that, because I think in almost every generation we have faced as a country, starting, I think all the presidents had their battles. But when you look at these presidents, you discover that I think people are stemming from a background of their hopes not attended to. Like, I believe people voted for the current leadership because they believed in what the current leadership was selling to the people in terms of the message. But I feel like when it comes to respect and disrespect, I think looking at the times we are in, it's like the presidents has suffered a lot of these presidents have suffered a lot of image damage because of how I put it, the perceived, because of the perceived image it's been given to the people. Like, for example, I think people are expecting more than what is coming from the leadership. Yeah. So I feel I don't know if I'm to say, I can say that it's the most disrespected, but I think it has had its own share of a very, very bad image. Sure.
Yeah, very. Like Beatrice Mwanza is saying things are not okay in Zambia. People are truly suffering. What would you like to say, Brother Felix, about the way people lashed out on the Republican president of Zambia? Like, I couldn't believe that people are this bold. I mean, don't we have ZICTA in Zambia? Don't we have police that watch who's posting, who's commenting? Like, people were bold and they were just posting and commenting. What would you say about that?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I think on 2 points. The first part is it is really disrespectful to the president as our Republican president. On this part, I would urge the Zambians. I'm sure it is the first for a Facebook page with the president. I'm not sure it was in Manawasa's time. It was not even in Makosata himself. We never had the Facebook kind of interaction where people would react in that manner. On the other hand, what I feel should be done is that when such posts are given on the public chat, I think ZICTA should do a better job, especially on the page of the president. I'm sure as a public figure, it's not where everyone can just be saying any word they would feel like saying. I think there can be kind of control of the weddings. It is not this we never see from another president in Africa, for example. It doesn't show a good picture even on our politics.
Yeah, it doesn't. Irene, are you there? Is it Irene? Is it Irene?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Hi.
yeah, hi Irene. What would you like to say about the president and the comments that people have lashed on his Facebook page, which he has decided to delete completely off? Like, that's the first post I've seen the president delete, actually.
Do you know what? I can put my hands up and say I'm one of those people who actually commented on that post.
Yeah.
I did say to him, it's all right for you to talk about foreign affairs matters while you ignore the internal matters in Zambia. People were crying when there was gassing. Not even a single day did he go to Facebook page and post to say, or even face the audience, the youths, all the people were crying in Zambia. Never. So why would people want to hear about foreign affairs matters when there's so much that he can talk about internal matters that he's totally ignoring? He's not talking about corruption. All the ministers that have been involved in corruption, they are still in their position. No one has been suspended. No one has been put aside to say, let's sort this out. Let's make sure the investigations are done before they can come back into their positions. Nothing is done. So what does he expect as a president from the people of Zambia? He expected what he really received, I can say. Thank you.
I couldn't believe Melody saying Zambia is not okay. It's like the nation only belongs to the Zambian government and China people. We have been forgotten about, and that's not okay. I think, like what Herbert was saying, people are angry. This was like the opportunity for them to unleash their anger. You know, Chilufia, what would you like to say? Chilufia Bwale.
Hi, Lily.
Yeah, what would you like? Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Lily, I'm trying to look at things both ways here. I've listened to Herbert, and I've also listened to the previous is it Beatrice? I don't know if it's Beatrice or Messi.
Messi.
Yes, I was listening to what Messi was saying. Look, like Herbert said, it is not right to disrespect the president. But then again, you need to understand, Zambia needs a lot of healing. So many things have happened in Zambia, and no accountability has been, taken. But you hear the president of Burundi has died, and you get to post when everything, when people have been complaining about what is going on, you are quiet. The Chinese, you are quiet. Apologies, you are quiet. The gold, you are quiet. Mukura, you are quiet. Then this you have to post. What do you expect people? What do you expect people to say? Sorry to say this, but you are getting what you are dishing out, and it's not just the people disrespecting the president. If you've looked at some of the press briefings that they've had, the response from the president, it's all been insults. So it's not just him receiving insults, it's him also disrespecting the Zambians. So the Zambians are now saying, look, we voted you into power. You're the one who's supposed to protect us. We employed you. It's not supposed to be the other way around. You're all eating this money because of our taxpayers' money. So instead of you being accountable for the things that you're doing, you're not doing it. You want to start insulting us now and threatening us and bullying us and telling us what we're supposed to do. So it goes both ways. You insult them, they insult you. You respect them, they'll respect you. Respect is goes both ways. It's not a one-sided thing.
Yeah, it's earned. And I was very, very disappointed when I listened to the audio where the president was talking about how it's on my YouTube channel, by the way. It's on the video that is previous, where I say Mutale Mwanza and Lily Mutams asked the president to stand up. And the president was just,
Yes.
it's also relevant. Yeah, the president was just saying how he has a choice of whom to work with. Nobody can force him he has to work with. I mean, when I listen to him speak and I look at the picture of him being the humble man, it doesn't tally. Where is this beast from? Where is this beast behavior coming from? Like, this was the humble Bible believing man. Where is it coming from? So it's like people use that as an opportunity. Oh, hi, Katu. How are you? Ah, it's shocking. Hi, Katu. How are you? Katu, how are you? I think it's still roaming. So for those of you who want to join, you can go ahead, Chulifia, if you want to say something. Oh, Brother Herbert, if you want to say something.
So,
okay.
Respect is.
Yeah, carry on, Chulifia. Carry on, Chulifia.
So respect is a two-way thing. Respect somebody and they'll respect you back. You don't expect somebody to disrespect. You don't expect people that you're disrespecting to respect you. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think he says he reads all our tweets. He says he hears everything that we say on social media.
Yeah, carry on, sis. Carry on. Sandy says, I am very ashamed and disappointed hearing the president speak in that manner. Honestly, he didn't sound like a lawyer. I was shocked. Is this a lawyer? Qualified president? Who else is here? Oh, Nay wants to come in. Okay, Nay. Brother Herbert, what would you say from a spiritual point of view when it comes to respect, respecting leadership in authority and, how people are feeling at the moment? Would you say people should hold on to their feelings, or what would you say?
No, you see, when it comes to Christianity, you don't impose the faith on people, what it teaches on people. This is a democratic society. But I think for those who are keen followers of Scripture, definitely the Scripture has told us to respect leadership in terms of the way we approach it. The Scripture there's no Scripture which tells us not to question leadership. And definitely, if you're a Christian, despite how you feel, definitely because of what the Bible says, you just have to respect leadership, respect it, honor because God has ordained leadership. It's his idea. That's his structure in which he delivers his message or whatever he's doing through to us, the people. But again, as I said, you cannot, from a Christian point of view, that's what the word of God, the Bible teaches us. But again, you see, not everybody is a Christian. So you cannot control what people feel and say at the end of the day. And it just shows you that as much as we're a Christian nation, there's a lot of people who are hating, including Christians. Others are just going at it. Yes. So I really believe that I think this is how I'm thinking. And I stand to be corrected, but I feel that the leadership in this country are really underestimating what's happening on the ground. And at the end of the day, I think with that reaction that was on Facebook, I think it now goes deep. It now goes deep to the leadership of the country to know that, okay, things are not as what we think they are. I think there's something really deep down there. And I think it's not time to speak from the pedestal, but it's time to go to the people down there and say, okay, guys, let's sort out what we need to sort out. Like last time I said, it's important to give people benefit of doubt. Maybe they can have the choice to come down and say, okay, guys, things are not right and all that kind of thing. And we begin to conversate and begin to talk issues. But right now, the gap between the leadership and the people is widening by the day. And this is why, again, you begin to see people like, you begin to see like, to understand tomorrow is there's some meeting with the Minister of
they're
Sport.
supposed to be
Again,
tomorrow. And people
yes,
and the youth say they're not doing it because no one was consulted. Yeah.
Again, when you look at it again, I feel this is, I don't know why there's this this kind of thing is really, it just begins to disturb us and say what's happening out there. I think we can do better as leadership. They can do better. They can calm down. But as long as they perceive it to be a political issue, then that's where the problem is. But if they begin to go down and say, okay, can we remove our political spectacles, and can we just see things the way they are? I believe there's an opportunity to turn around things in a great way. So personally, yes, as a spiritual person, I would not insult my leader. I would not insult my president. I would not belittle even the person who is in that office. But what I would say is, if I was given an opportunity to talk to him, I would air my views in a respectable way, but without fear, but in a way that he would listen to. I think that's what I can bring up now.
Okay, thank you. We have Chika. Chika, how are you? What would you like to say?
No, I'm still here.
Chika, your volume, sorry. Hi, Chika. Check your volume. Unmute your volume.
Hello?
Yes, can you speak up, Chika, now? Yeah.
Okay, you can get me loud and clear now, huh?
Yes, yeah, we can, yeah.
Okay. I'm not looking at it as insulting the head of state and as necessarily. I think the man has just gotten what he deserves. You know, this country is in a serious mess. We, the people who are, I'm on the copper belt, and I am seeing what is happening. It is a total disaster. So what we are, it's for everyone's wish. We need to be redeemed. At least if God can answer our prayer, we'll definitely go and celebrate. We need at least to be liberated. We've really suffered. That's my take on that one.
You've really suffered. And Maureen is talking about, alcohol. Maureen, Paul is saying after voting, ECZ always decide they should not lead who has won. It's a bit confusing, the message. But I think the issue of butane and rigging, do you think people will allow it at this stage? I think people are really, really angry here, but like, I can't believe the comments I was reading.
Yeah, true. True.
John Mabuku says PF government is a government of no vision under the President Lungu. And then Tetiwa talks about it's like Zambia is under dictatorship and not democracy. So people are angry. That's how they feel. So what would you tell them? Like, as a preacher, what would you tell them? Should people, take heart? Because the anger they unleashed on the president is shocking. I couldn't believe what I was doing.
See, Lydian, let's look at it from this point. People are angry and people are reacting from their realities. And you cannot tell people, say, no, calm down, do this. But what we just want is that as much as we are upset, I think we can better them in the way we approach issues. Look at the other day, the minister of Lusaka was so hostile, could not even lend his ears to hear what people want. So that's not and if we had to do the same thing, I think that would be trying to, we are upset, we are angry, things are not just working out. Things are not just working out, and things are not just working out. So definitely, there is a way as spiritual leaders we can communicate to our people and give them the wisdom, give them the guidance and the advice, but we cannot stop people from expressing their God-given rights of expression. So definitely, if you come to me and say, no, I cannot advise you to go with stones, trust me, I cannot advise you to go with, I cannot advise you to throw things, to go, I don't know. What I would say is you have the right, because again, you see, this is also a constitutional matter. You have, in the Constitution, the Bill of Rights gives you the gives you the right to express yourself. So in a democratic society, we have little. We are as the church. Our role is to just give people the biblical wisdom provided for us in airing things to the people who look up to us. But again, as I said, you see, people are upset. People are upset because they are feeling the pinch. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's something that we need a lot of wisdom in how to approach it, because even as spiritual people, there is a leadership we provide. So as people are upset, people are angry, definitely their anger and they will need to manage it in such a way that at the end of the day, it doesn't bring us to a very complicated situation, but to a place where those who are willing to reason can reason, especially from the leadership. But the question, when I look at it, like, for example, I feel like I feel like, okay, on this part, I feel like as the Christian community, we haven't really, we've been quiet a lot on these issues. And I think it's important that as a we begin to communicate, especially the church leaders, they begin to communicate the leadership, those who've got access to the corridors of power, to begin to say, let's find a way of sorting out this problem before it gets out of hand. Because I'm telling you, there's so much anger down here, and people are just messed up. Yeah, people are messed up. I'm telling you. Yes, I can't control what people are thinking and saying. You know.
Yeah. Because Love keeps on coming in.
Hi, Lily.
Oh, sorry. Yes, who's there? Margaret or Love? Who's there? Sorry, Love keeps on dropping and coming back in.
Irene again.
Yeah.
Irene,
yeah. Hi, Irene.
What I wanted to say again was, if you are in a public office, people can criticize, people can say anything they want. Look at our Prime Minister here on Twitter. What is not the first leader that has had, and if anything, people were just expressing their anger. They never insulted.
Yeah.
Look at Donald Trump's page. How he is insulted. Now, a person, because they are just expressing their anger, they ask for him to. These youths have asked for 6 years. An audience from him is totally ignored. Now they want the youths to go for a meeting, and then the cadres, I've just seen on Chela's page where they are threatening. Actually, for now, people, we don't even know whether anyone is going to go there, because these thugs have been saying, "Oh, we are tough and rough. We'll deal with you." On Chela's page, if you see that. So, if the president was leading the country, why would he allow such things?
Yeah. So, Kristen Kuba on my Facebook has just said, why to ask a question about my well-being in my country is being disrespectful. Asking for accountability, eventually food on my plate, is a human right. So that's why people are responding like that, because they feel this is my human right. The president should be accountable, but the president is silent. So why is the president silent when people are angry? And Ken also just commented that according to what the current government is saying, they're saying Mr. Hakainde Hichileme has sent us to talk about the president. No, the youth, I'm representing the youth. Herbert, you're representing the youth. Irene and everybody here on the panel. We are all angry. Because in one way or the other, Herbert, no matter how successful you are in Zambia, you still have somebody in Zambia that will depend on you, because they are not financially stable. The economy is that bad. Even if I'm here, I still have people who are calling me every time, ka 100 kwacha, ka 50 kwacha. You know, things are bad. So we are all affected.
Okay, look at this.
It's nothing to do with HIV.
Yeah, I think let's look at this. Is why I think deliberately I use the word, if people stop using if people stop treating this issue as political, this is how I look at it. What if we begin to look at it as, because you see, politicians usually like to react from their nature, their political nature. And at the end of the day, this is why we have such responses like now where people are threatening Chela and whoever. I think the challenge we have as a country is that we need to develop our democratic institutions to a place where people are free. As long as you call yourself a democratic society, people are free to express what they think or feel. And if you look at what's you look at the current happenings where there's trying to finger point, no, this politician is doing this. I think this is not a time for blame game. I think this is a time for not even we need a positive reaction, because this is bigger. Trust me, this is bigger than any political party, any political theology, whatever. This is a national problem. And when you see people reacting, you see people speaking the way they are speaking, it tells you something is wrong down there. Trust me, majority of Zambians are not political. Trust me on that one.
We are not.
A lot of people, people are not political. Yes, all they want is to make sure that what concerns them is going well. So if people are complaining, I think this is where now we need to I think with a pure or rather a right motive to deal with this, because the reactions we are seeing, like, okay, let's have a meeting tomorrow. I think you could just say that this is not, this people are not serious. So in my opinion, I feel like as a country right now, I think there's a lady who said something about the system. I don't know if she's in America or in the UK, where there's where the leaders are, because the democratic system is very alive. But this is why I think I was having a discussion some time back, and I said the moment we develop our systems, time to look on personalities will be over. Why? Because the systems will make the personalities accountable to their behavior. So if our systems are strong, I can promise you people who will not do the things they are doing. So that's the challenge you have in Africa, because it's personalities over systems. In the West, it's systems over personalities. This is why if somebody can be late by 5 minutes, some MP in the UK, I don't know if it's a minister, he had to resign on moral ground. Why? Because their institutions demand a certain level of excellence in whatever they are doing. But down here in Africa, we tend to, I don't know what it is, if maybe we need to visit again a whole lot of things in our education. How do we relate with these things? Because people are fearful to express themselves. I can see people are even hiding their faces here. Why? Because they're afraid that maybe something can happen. So I believe that we can do more as a country. We can do more as a country. Let's allow democracy to flourish. If you declare, if you say that you believe in democracy, then allow the situation, the democratic situations to challenge you, to speak out. And I think we have an opportunity to turn around things. But as long as it's a one-sided thing, then we're not going to see anything coming to fruition.
Thank you so much. Agnes says, please, Mr. President, may you bring back the vision of the late President Sata, because you lost it in the grouping yourself with the rejected MMD. Obviously, because they have mixed, the current government mixed with some of the former political party, and it's just a whole lot of confusion. Angela G says, citizens have the right to hold their government accountable. So many people feel like Zambia is a dictatorship. Natasha M speaks. How are you? What would you like to say, Natasha?
Well, the thing is that...
Hi, Natasha.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Good, thanks.
Yeah, I've joined pretty late. I was pretty busy with the kids, but I just wanted to touch bases on the fact that As we have been watching the situation of Zambia, it has dilapidated over the years since this current government came into power, and I think all of us were very hopeful of a better Zambia, and the outcome that is current is very saddening. But the thing that I've realized is I was researching on the government of Zambia, their website, and when you go through the website, you can tell that people are really not doing anything, because over here accountability is everything, and everything is posted on the government website. So if somebody is getting a specific salary raise or whatever it is, it will be posted on the government website so that everybody is informed. And when you go on the Zambia government website, there's very, very little information. And I was researching, trying to find out various informations on specifically the way in parliament there's 89 seats to PF, and the rest, if there's 166 seats, how does PF have 89 seats? That's one question. I feel like when you're looking at when they're voting things, obviously they will be passed because they have the majority seats in parliament. So when you're looking at those things, you have to be able to say, hey, who is allowing people to hop from one party to another, and what is the mandate of being able to even be a part of these parties? Because according to how I look at it, is if you're a conservative and you have certain values, like for example in the US there's the Republican and the conservative, and then whatever, if you are conservative, you have certain values that you place as top priority, right? And then the Republicans have different values. So in Zambia, one thing I've realized is that the people from different parties just hip hop, because it doesn't seem to have they don't seem to have a specific guideline as to say, okay, these people stand for this and this is what we're rooting for. Like the conservative, they're against abortions, they're against what is it called, same-sex marriage, all those type of stuff. So when it comes to the different political parties, how does one even join? And when I was looking at their job notices on the government page, and these were dating back to 2015, 2016, and it seemed like some of them were some two were like copy pasted from some. One was from South Africa, the other one was from Tanzania, and the qualifications for, I think it was Secretary General or something like that, it was the qualifications was 15 years. You had to have experience of 15 years and a master's degree in something, and then just a whole lot of stuff. And then they even had an age requirement between 45 to 55 years old. Who is the one posting these notices? 45 to 55. Like, that doesn't give anyone chance to even learn anyone below 45 years old to be able to come in and say, hey, I have these fresh new ideas that I have obtained from so and so place. If you're not within that age group, how are you supposed to even be able to help with the development of the country? There shouldn't be an age gap. Like, okay, there's certain jobs that certain people are expected to do, but I feel like age, like for example our prime minister here in Canada, he's a young man and he has done pretty well for the Canadian people. And I like, for me who's living in Canada, as an international, like I came here as an international student, like I applied to be an international student. And the thing is that they even placed funds during this COVID-19 time for even international students. You see what I'm saying? You don't even have to be a citizen for you to be able to tap into the COVID-19 money for assistance. So these are the things that we look at and we say, okay, if these governments are holding afloat this way, and they're even capable of helping out even people who are not their actual citizens, how is it that Zambia has so many resources and we don't even have simple things like healthcare that is adequate for a human being. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, thank you, Natasha. I think Margaret wants to say something. Hi, Margaret in Australia. What would you like to say?
Hello, good. Oh, it's morning here. So I just
How
woke
are
up
you?
to this program.
Yes.
I'm good, thanks. Yeah. I just wanted to say that people, like, we haven't been participating a lot, like, in politics. The only time we do is during election or election day. And after the government has been elected, then we remain quiet and dormant. And then 5, 4, 6 years down the line, when it's election time, we sort of like we awakened to say, oh, we need to choose another leader. You know, we don't, and the leaders that we put in, we don't even like they run the country without checks and balances. And then by the time we realize that the country is dilapidated, it's too late, you know? And then now it's election time, and now everyone has sprung up because they're now scared of how the country is going to be in the next, in the next coming years. So in a way, I do blame myself as well, because I haven't been participating in like politics or even put in my 2 cents, as a youth, as a Zambian youth, even if I'm in the diaspora, So it's up to us now to change the narrative, and we need to start speaking up. We need to participate in politics. We need to hold our leaders accountable, So that's what I just wanted to say.
And we shouldn't vote for them. We shouldn't vote for them because of compassion, like,
no.
He looks
He's
humble.
Or because of the song Dunana Reverse. I hate that song. Oh my gosh.
Dunana Reverse.
I hate it.
Thank you so
Can
much.
I come in?
Who hasn't yet contributed? I think there's Saklind. Somebody's waiting here. Sikali Clint. How are you? Sikali Clint or Mercy?
Oh, hello.
Mercy?
Hi.
Yeah, hi, Mercy. Yeah,
Hi,
how are you? Because she's been waiting for some time. Yeah, good to hear from you again. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for what you're doing.
What would you say?
We have a place now where we can voice our opinions. Seeing as the media that we had, ZNBC, we don't wholly own it anymore. So things are going to change there. But I think it's a good thing that people are voicing out their opinions. It doesn't matter what the current government is doing. They're making accusations, saying it's the opposition, influencing us. No one has influenced me. It's their misbehavior, their corruption, their lack of proper leadership. That's what's driven me to this point, to be able to say something about the government. I think they need to be held to account. It's very uncomfortable for them. It's probably something that they didn't expect, but I think the voices need to continue and they need to be made uncomfortable. It doesn't matter whatever propaganda they start. At the end of the day, if you see that there's no food on your plate, you're going to start listening to another voice, which makes more sense. I mean, with the election, someone mentioned that they would normally go to remote areas and they'll give them maybe a bag of meal. I think so anyone in the opposition needs to be strong on their messaging and break it down to those people and ask questions like, how long will the bag of meal last you? It's not going to last you for another 5 years until the next election. So people need to be reminded of what's going on. And with regards to the threats, I hear someone mentioned that Chella's page, there were some threats posted on there. It's really funny that people are not coming out from the current ruling party to condemn those threats. I mean, they are the same people who are uncomfortable and were almost against giving a permit to people who wanted to protest because they are supposedly concerned that there may be looters and people rioting. But if you're against acts of violence, such as rioting, why are you not then against the threats that a Zambian is receiving? At the end of the day, if you're president for the whole country. And one thing I've noticed is that the president never comes out to address people. This is unusual for a leader of a country to be quiet. And the only time that he seems to be coming out is when people are voicing out and calling out for this person to come out. That is really disappointing and a failure, a massive, massive failure in leadership. It speaks to the weaknesses that this president has, that he can't come out and address the people. I mean, do we even have debates in Zambia? I would like to see him debate someone of the opposition, because to hide is to be a coward. And we're not going to stop. You know, we will continue voicing our opinions. Thank God for social media. We're not going to be silenced. It will continue. There's a lot of brilliant minds in Zambia that are not able to contribute because someone is putting them under their foot and preventing them from making the country prosperous. That is just upsetting. And to think that this is a person who was elected and people entertain this person's wrongdoing, they're also complicit with what's happening in the country. This is someone who does not have a spine to speak out against the mistreatment of the Zambian people by the investors, because they are not a person without an investor. I mean, it's sad to see the level of self-hate that's going on in the country, especially in the leadership. If the leadership does not even believe in our own systems, when they get ill, they don't even go to our hospitals. They have to go outside the country, but they'll spend, I don't know how many millions of dollars buying fire trucks, which don't even meet the minimum standards of an actual fire truck for that amount of money. It's very, very sad. I think if they believe so much in our systems that nothing is broken, when they get sick, they should stay in the country. You know? Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. And another thing I wanted to add, I found it quite odd that even when the president came out to address the nation, when we had the COVID situation, after people pushed for him to come out, he didn't look quite himself. And in my own little mind, no one mentioned this to me, but in my own little mind, sometimes I wonder whether there's concern there if he were to become ill, and because of the travel ban that was happening because of the COVID situation, whether there was some worry there. But anyway, it's so disappointing what's happening. I hope things will change. We shouldn't stop. We need to continue speaking out and speaking boldly. We need to take advantage of what's going on and not lose momentum, because clearly it's causing discomfort. It's causing discomfort. I mean, that is old now. You can't be accusing opposition for everything that a Zambian person speaks. You can't use opposition anymore. That is an old trick. It doesn't work anymore. We're not stupid.
No.
Be responsible. If you're a leader, you need to check the people who are under you. If they're not doing their job, you have the authority to remove persons who are not performing. But when you do nothing, you probably don't even have a clue what your job is. So it's time to step up, but I don't think there's much time left for him, because now we want change.
No.
You've had plenty of time to do right by the country, but you have failed. You have completely failed. So it's time for someone else. We can't stay with old news. That is old. We need to move on and take charge of our country.
Definitely, I know that people will vote for any other candidate, but not the current government. That one is a sure guarantee. It doesn't matter who they'll pick, but people will just, I don't think people are tired. People are tired. Hello, Joanne. Thank you so much, Mercy, for your contribution. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. What's your contribution, please? Your volume, Joanne, is off. Sort out your volume. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Joanne. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, but we can hear movement. I'll be reading some comments whilst we wait for you. David says, hi, everyone. One day, these people, what they are doing, it's like they are building something. When that thing explodes, it will be like a desert. All we want is to be shelled. Yes. Greatness Blandel says, we need to vote for a proper candidate this time and not just change. Martha Lewis says, I think it's time we remove this current government. People are tired. People are really, really tired. Could you try again, Joanne, your mic? Maybe you can remove the cables. Maybe remove the cable. Because we can hear you.
I've removed the cable. Are you able to get me clearly?
Yes, now we can hear you. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you? Okay.
Fine, thank you, sir.
Okay, my contribution is first and foremost, it's very difficult to have a clear picture of what's on the ground here in Zambia. If you saw the poverty levels, you definitely call for an election immediately because the situation is bad. The people that are in places like Lusaka, Copper Belt, you may in some way manage to be able to manage the situation. But if you went in the rural areas, that's where you see how badly the situation is. Secondly, we are talking of reconciliation with the government. One thing that I've learned is in Africa, especially Zambia, when we are going towards elections, that's the time you only be able to see government reasoning with the youth because they believe the youth are the majority voters. Secondly, the current regime, one thing that is so painful is it is during this regime that we as the youth have been taught to lose that heart of, is it the brotherly love that we had. If you look at, I'll give you an example. Lily, you've been in the Copper Belt. In the Copper Belt, if you find a person being attacked, it was the responsibility of everyone to defend that person because you treat every person that you meet, either your brother or your sister, either your mother or your father. Lusaka, it's a different situation. At the moment, youths who attack their fellow youths kill them without even feeling it. We are talking of Chela. He's being threatened to be attacked during the peaceful demonstration. This is the Zambia that we have, which has never existed. Is that normal? It's not. That is not who we are. We are peaceful people. We are known to be peace-loving Zambians. Secondly, it is very difficult. I'll give you an example. If you've been at a farm before, you realize that when rats notices that there is a place where cereal is being kept, no matter how much you try to chase them, they will still come back because they've tasted the sweet of cereal. We are dealing with a system that have tasted the sweet of money, the sweet of power. Are they willing to let go of it? No. That's why they are fighting. They are fighting it back. They are fighting it hard. They are not willing to let it go because they know what they've done. They know the benefits. They know the sweet of money. They know the sweet of power. So it is not time to start reasoning or reconciling for what? The only power and voice that we as the youth have, it is in the ballot box. We need to vote wisely. We need to move away from the tribal remarks where I am an Easterner, I am a Tonga, I am a Bemba. Let's vote based on integrity. If you find that your relative literally has got no wisdom to deliver, let's choose somebody who's not your relative, because we are not looking at tribal, we are looking at integrity. Secondly, we are all Zambians. I did mention the other time, when you look at the current situation, look at the lives of the Zambian youths. Their life is shattered. We don't have the future tomorrow.
Yeah.
You see that? We barely have no future for tomorrow. People have told us that you even steal for the future. If they are stealing for the future, what have they left for us? Retry nothing. We are told that Udya mwibala, adya mwibala. What does that word imply? It advocates for criminality, stealing, steal and leave some. Is it everyone that will steal and leave some? No. Now, if they are stealing for the future, udya mwibala, adya mwibala, then what will remain for the youth of Zambia? Literally nothing. Hence, we are going to do the way we did during MMD. There was a protest vote because we got tired with them. If it means we as Zambians or youth, we are going to start a trial and error of leadership, let's do that. Because if we find that this government cannot deliver based on our expectation, let's kick them out, bring in a different regime. We do the same if they can't deliver another regime until God gives us the right person, like we had Mwanawasa. We are tired. This is not life. We cannot be living like foreigners in our own country. We cannot be living in dire poverty. The situation is terribly bad. Every youth should rise up. Every youth should campaign in their homes. Every youth should be campaigning to their relatives. Every youth should be able to advocate for another youth to vote wisely. We need change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know who's going to volunteer to give space, because we've got Carla has been for some time, and Kwachangwe. Brother Herbert, what would you like to say? Because you wanted to add a point earlier. Oh, Brother Herbert. Oh, he's gone. Okay, he'll be back, obviously. Let me just, Brother Herbert, you need to come back. Just Brother Felix, what would you like to say?
Oh yes, maybe as a just simple remark, I think what is happening now in Zambia is a wake-up call. I'm sure for most of the elections that has happened, the educated people have left the politics to few individuals, and I think this is a wake-up call for all of us. For the first time, at least, we have seen people who are educated participating in campaigns. People are speaking up. Some years before, we only speak any terms for election. I think all of us should change that mentality. It is our country. We get involved in the day-to-day running of the government. We dialogue together with the government. I think that's where change will come from. Otherwise, for many years, very few individuals were participating in the running of the government or talk about the government. Now, for now, like now, even that peace demonstration people are talking about, it's very rare that we see people protesting against anything. When a Chinese man called the Zambian a foreigner, we never see any protest from anybody. There are many instances when our miners are kept, no one demonstrated. And I think if we have to reason with the government of the day, we have to call them on the table and ask them to explain what is going on. If we are not going to do that, we are praying After elections, we go back to the same system of operation. Afterwards, again, we vote someone to come in. After they have gone back, after 1 year or 2 years, they have done something good, they go back to the same system because we've allowed our governments or members of parliament to overrule us. Instead of them listening to us, we've given them permission actually to ask us, what do you know? How do you ask someone who voted for you, what do you know? How do you run a government, what do you know? Instead of explaining to them exactly what is it that is happening. So, like, for me, what I would propose, all well-wishers of Zambia were educated open to universities and colleges. What is your what is your contribution? That's the question all of us need to ask.
Thank you so
What
much.
is your contribution? Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll ask Carla. Carla has been waiting for a long time. Hi, Carla. How are you?
Hi, Lily. I'm fine. How are you? Can you hear me?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, good to see you. I'm really so proud of the movement, of the platform that you have given us. I'm Zambian. Oh, well, I'm Swedish now, but I'm Zambian by birth anyway. So I love Zambia, and I'm really, really proud of everybody that has come up, all the voices from the diaspora and Zambia also. Like, we need each other. It's all our country. Like, for example, I have 2 children. Maybe in the future they would like to go to Zambia. But if we don't take hold of our country now, what is going to happen with our children? If they want to go back, where is the country going if we don't stand up? So, like, right now, I'm so happy that we are speaking out. And even those voices, the people that have, said not so nice things to him, I think people are just too tired. You cannot say, my brother Herbert there, he was saying that, well, we have to, tone it down. But I'm sure now, because people have tried, he doesn't explain anything. He doesn't come up and say anything. And then people now, it's like people are just tired. They've had enough. Like, it's time's up right now. We are coming and we are not backing down. All the voices are going to rise up. We have families back home whom we communicate to. Everybody is just too tired. They're tired of the same thing. Prices are rising up. Meanwhile, they are living a luxurious life. And then he can even have the right to say, oh, you want change, we'll change you. And then what does he expect? So I'm like, come on. So, yeah. So people, I'm sure now we are sending a loud and clear message. Social media is very powerful. In the beginning, maybe they were thinking, oh, well, it's just social media. But in the life that we live now, it's all about social media, because everybody, almost everyone has access to it. So we are speaking out. Let them see that we are here. We are not going to back down, and they're not going to tramp on us. Zambians were so intelligent. Zambians were so loving. We are so, that's why even in other countries, maybe this would have been, it would have turned to violence. But we haven't reached there yet. You know what I mean? And we don't even wish to reach there. But look at the characters. Look at the minister. What was that he was talking about that time? Oh my God, say lawlessness. But he is the one that is breaking the law. He was breaking the law there when he's saying lawlessness, shutting people up when it's a democracy. And the president is not saying anything. So what's that? He doesn't really deserve any respect. Can he please respect Zambians? Can he respect all of us? And we're going to respect him. Because we are so loving. This time people would have been in the street, but we are not there. We are just saying we want change. The other lady, I think it was Mercy, she said it like it's already too late. I feel like it's already too late, but they can start now changing, because bit by bit we have to change. There is a lot that we need to change in this government and in our governing system. So bit by bit, right now they have to say no. People have risen, and we have reason we're not stopping. We're going to continue. And I'm really so grateful, Lily. I'm so grateful that you have put this platform, and we should continue. So yeah, that is my take. I'm just saying, let's go forward. Let's tell them. Yeah.
And I was surprised when Bowman was saying people should apologize. And I'm like, I had a rant on Facebook. I was like, do you pay for my internet? Do you even know how much I pay a month? Do you buy my device? And then Kampiongo also said, whoever wants to protest, and they're putting all these threats, even the police, just because they want to remain in power. You can't stop social media.
No,
they won't stop us. We are unstoppable.
We are unstoppable. And right now, nobody, not HH. I'm not in contact with anybody or whatever. Like last time you put Mr. Nevas Mumba, Dr. Nevas Mumba, he explained the things like, wow, I was like, yes, we have brilliant minds in Zambia. But look at what's happening, the Lusambos. They are really embarrassed as if we have brilliant minds. Yeah, so nobody, no political party is sponsoring any. Not me. Many people have mentioned there. It's just that we are just too tired. Some of us have been having these feelings before, even before. Like when you are speaking to your family members every time you contact family, and they are saying, and you are just rolling your eyes like, come on. And then like right now, it's this is just time. There is a time for everything, and even like that the prophet like Siawan, he is not Zambian. He's not Zambian.
Blandeo, there's noise in the background. Blandeo. There's noise in the background. If you can turn it down, and
Okay, so I was saying there is
carry on, Carla.
Okay, there is a time and a place for everything. And like Zambians, peaceful, loving people, we are like mostly Christians. Of course, not everybody is Christian, but mostly Christians. We love God, and this is how God works in ways that you cannot see. Look at Siawan. He might have other things that he does that you might not agree with, but a lot of the things that he has spoken about Zambia and how it's really true. And so it's just that this movement is just the right time that it has come, and God has ordained it, and we are not even supposed to mix politics with religion. Politics and Christianity should not really be. When you say the government, the country is a democracy, we have to follow those democratic rules. And by the way, Christianity doesn't take away from democracy. It adds, because the values about respecting each other, human rights, do unto others as you like to them and to do unto you. That is coming from Christianity, and that is also in democracy. So, they are not contradicting each other. So we shall please, let's continue with this fire, and nobody's gonna step on us. It's too much. It's just gone for way too long. And oh my God, nay. So that's my take.
Thank you so much, Carla. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine, Lillian. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah. It's like everybody's saying. I think this is the opportunity that we all Zambians have, and I think it has come about because of the virus, that the pandemic has actually awakened the fact that if you don't look after your own place, no one will give you another home. Zambia is our country. There is a saying, there's no place like home, isn't it? So so what we have seen in Zambia is that the fact that the country has lived for so many years, 56 years, with poor health sector, poor joblessness, poor salaries. Even if we have a population of now 18 million, if you look at the population that we have and the natural resource that God has blessed the country, we shouldn't be poor. People should have the basics of life. But for some reason, the politicians have taken advantage. They have taken advantage of the Zambians' goodness and Christianity. That's why they have used the Bible to enrich themselves at the expense of the citizens. And that's why we need to change the system, as we've been saying. We need to change the system, which is endemic. It is a virus of corruption that has taken over the rule of law in Zambia. Like I said, you know, corruption is everywhere, in every institution, like Dr. Nevas Mumba said. It's not only in the high levels, but in every institution, from the local government to almost every place. Corruption has become like people don't even feel guilty to ask for corruption. It's just like in a natural. Munichekeleko, you know, even on the they will say Munichekeleko. That's what they say in Zambia. It's normal to corrupt. It's like it's a value. It's become a value system in Zambia. So this is the kind of culture that we need to change. And also, I agree with my sister. I was saying that we need to separate politics from religion. The fact that when someone is elected as a president, that is not a king. In the Bible, kings were anointed and chosen by God. In a democratic nation, the president are elected by the people. So they are responsible to the people that elect them. They are not anointed by God. No, they are elected by the people, and they can be removed by the people. That's the difference between democratic nations and the theocratic nations. So Zambia is not a theocratic nation like you know, with a dialogue. You know, that's not the way it is. So for the president to be called the father of the nation is actually a wrong title, because we're sending it's a different language. You're using a language that actually does not promote democracy. That's why you find that most of our politicians, when they go in the village, they're using a language that will pollute, that will resonate with the minds of the people, where they will not question them or become accountable. And that's how they have manipulated the system to benefit their own political parties rather than the whole nation. That's why we are saying that we need to change the culture in terms of how we speak, how we address these you know, institutions. And this, I think, this is our opportunity. We have this opportunity, and if we lose this opportunity to bring about change, I don't know when another opportunity will come. Because what's happening now in Zambia, everybody knows. People in Zambia are suffering silently. They can't speak out because for decades they've been put under the spell of fear. We saw how they bomb and pirated the Kambili, you know, with the cadres, you know. Even if you are educated in Zambia, you want to speak about the truth. The truth is not accepted in Zambia. It's anathema. It's a case to speak the truth in Zambia. So, you know, these people who are, anyone who holds public office is accountable to the public. That's why we should not be shut down. No, we should not speak. What the president is supposed to be doing is to, whatever the youths have highlighted, he should be addressing those issues, not dodging them, you know. But the fact that he has dodged most of the issues that we have talked about, the corruption of the God, the mistreatment of the Zambians, some of the other things that we have talked about, which he hasn't addressed, that goes to show his weakness. He's not, he's actually shown that he is not a capable leader who takes care of what is concerning the hearts of the people. You know, he has a different agenda, which is totally different from the agenda of the Zambian, what the Zambian people are crying for, you know. So, and I think that's why we are saying that, you know, this means that it's not good for purpose as a country. He has there's no vision, there's no direction, he's not giving any hope to the Zambian people, you know, he's not inspiring the youth to even think of anything. So how do you live as a Zambian? So that's why I think this is our opportunity especially for us who are in the diaspora, because we can speak, we have nothing to lose. You know, we're not fighting for positions, we're not fighting for, all we want is to be proud to be Zambians. That's all we want. So there's transparency, there's a fair play. Nurses and all the civil servants should have proper pay for their jobs. You know, schools well looked after. At least a level of standard needs to be raised in Zambia. That's what we are crying for. Basic human rights That's all we are trying. Economical right, economical empowerment. We need industry. We need to empower our engineers in Zambia. Should begin to be producing something for the future of the nation. So, but if the government is not providing that, then they are not good for purpose. So I think that's why I was saying the other day that we can mobilize ourselves here and become a voice for the Zambian people, especially for most of us who are in the diaspora. So this is our opportunity, this is our hour, and this is our time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Monet Destiny on Facebook just commented that her biggest issue is a lack of financial transparency and lack of political will to tackle plundering of resources. The China dominance is worrying too. And then Mwansa also said, high time we made things right via vote. So please, the message here is clear. We vote PF out. That we don't know which political party we will go for, but vote them out. We need to vote right. And then comments here as well. People are saying I should host HH and Calabar. They're very busy people. I've made contacts. I'm waiting for them to come on board. Conrad Chisumpa says, is it wrong? I'll read the comment because it should be on the other page on Facebook because I can't see it clearly here. Okay, we have Alan. Alan, what would you like to say? Good to see you and thank you to this platform. Hi, Alan. I think we can't hear you, Alan. Alan, we can't hear you. Your volume is not working. We can't hear you. Baeto, are you available?
Yes, I am available.
Alan, we can't hear you. Okay, Baeto. Baeto, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say something. Thank you for this
Okay,
platform.
yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
What I want to say, for lack of better words, for lack of better words or better term, looking at the shit that is going on in our country now, there is one thing that these leaders are missing. What I want to say is that these leaders, they are, instead of they are portraying something that is going to destroy the future, that is going to destroy Zambia in the near future, because most of us young men, we copy what our leaders do. Actually, we imitate what our leaders do. And if our leaders do the wrong things, we find that instead of us, we won't come up with new ideas, but we'll end up going back to what our leaders do. In as much as we want to remove this PF government out of power, I would want to urge or advise the government that is going to come in to at least show leadership and do the right things, whereby even us who will be learning from them will be able to copy out or to imitate new good ideas, to imitate corruption-free community, at least, because what is happening now, we find that even me, when I want to become a leader, because of what has happened in my age. In the near future, I will do what my previous ancestors did. It's like they are training us the Bible says, train a child in the way that he should grow, but so that when he grows, he won't depart from it. Now, look at what they're doing. They're not training us in a good way. They're training us in a bad manner, whereby when we grow up to become leaders, to take up the mantles that they're going to leave on us, instead of we want to do what we haven't learned, because they haven't taught us good leadership. They haven't taught us accountability. They haven't taught us freedom. They haven't taught us. There are a lot of things, good things that they haven't taught us. So it means that when we grow up, we don't know the good things. We'll continue doing what they are doing now. So it is better if they get in power, they learn to teach us young ones the way that we should grow. We should go when we grow up. At least Because when I grow up, I want to know what accountability is, because I don't see them accountable. There are a lot of things that is not on the clear page with what the government is doing. So it simply means when I become a leader, I want to know what accountability is. I want to know what what to be answerable is, because our government, instead of him going against what Bowman is doing, he went further and supported what the Kader Bowman did. That is total useless, for lack of better terms, total senseless thing.
Imagine.
He went against the law, and the president, to know him, he is a lawyer by profession. He's a lawyer by profession. He was the defensive minister, and yet instead of him supporting the law that he claims to be the custodian of the law, he ends up supporting someone who is wrong, who is totally out of the way, who is absolutely lawless, the word itself that he was using in the interview. If it was someone who was sensible, if it was someone who knows what he's doing, I'm sure Bowman Lusamba would by now be out of the office, or at least suspended for a certain period of time. But looking at what is happening, it's like they are also supporting each other simply because they are eating together, they are benefiting together, they are being corrupt in the same. They are doing things together. It shows to us that when you're in the leadership, you don't do you don't do the people's interest, but you do what you want. That's how I'm going to take it, because they're not teaching us the correct things. So do you want to, at least if by all means you try to remove PF from power, whoever that is going to take over the mantle, let them have the mind, or at least something. Let them know that okay, there's a lot of people that are following me. So if I do this, it will stick to their heart, to stick to their mind that okay, this is our leader has done this, and no one has spoken, no one has done that. It's the way to go. But the leader that is going to come in, that is going to take on the mantle, let him have values, let him have integrity, let him know what to do and what not to do, to teach us the correct way that we should go, even as when we take on the mantle. I think if there's someone listening in the leadership, I've put it in inverted commas, if there's someone listening in the leadership, let them take this advice. At least they should teach us the way we should go, not what they are doing now, because they are the ones who are corrupting the constitution. It's not we, it is them. Because it is them, not us. So I would like to urge all the leaders and those who are.
We have.
Excuse me. I would like to urge the leaders and those who are campaigning to get
just hold your
power.
fire. Let me allow Blandeo to talk. Let me allow Blandeo to talk a bit, because his network has been tripping. It keeps coming out. So in case it trips again. Hi, Blandeo. Nice to see you. Hi, Blandeo. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Yeah, hi. Fine, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I follow you keenly, and I really love this show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
My contribution is, there's a video that the audio rather that you posted about the gold mines, and there's someone who was recording the president saying things like there's so much corruption, people are depositing money into accounts and everything. Surprisingly, the comment he made, he says, my hands are tied, there's nothing I can do about it, they are protected by the Constitution. So my question is, the Constitution protects corruption. I think every time he gets away by saying, no, I've got wrong advisors, it's not me, and everyone has said, no, it's not him, it's the advisors. But really, as a father of the house, so he calls himself a father of the house, I think it's you to take responsibility because it's your house. If you can't put your house in order, you can't blame your children. Say, no, it was my children. My children told me this. My children, what kind of father are you? If you can't take responsibility, then really he's not fit to be a leader. And I am just fed up. I know me, I'm not in the diaspora, I'm in Zambia. If they want to come and find me, they should come and find me. Really, because I am fed up. I am tired. If anything was to spark, really, right now, I will walk in the street and protest. I'm that ready. I'm that ready. It's annoying because really, these things, like every day, every single day. Today, I was seeing...
our protest on the 20th.
Yes, I'll be there, definitely. I'll be streaming live. And the other thing is, I wanted to...
But they've stopped it. They've cancelled it.
We should just go ahead. Whatever let them come and arrest us. Let them come and arrest us. Let's just go ahead. Whatever it is, we don't need the permit. I mean, we're protesting. I'm that type of person. But yeah, also I feel we should have a show where you can bring HH or Kalava or Dr. Mumba. Then we can tell them our views. I don't want to see any of the Doras Lias, this crop of ministers into the next government, because this looks like a trend. Every time we have a new government, we see these faces. Bowman was from MMD. How did he find himself in PF? So we need to bring these people in the show. Let people ask questions. Thank goodness for social media and technology these days. We're able to ask them questions. Say, look, are you going to bring these people? We don't want to see this. And we need to have system in place where we'll hold them accountable. Like, why are you bringing these people? Why are you doing this? How can you buy bicycles for $700?
Oh dear.
Okay, thank you. That's my contribution.
That's bicycle. Zambia for you.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? The truth of the matter is, can you hear me, Lily?
Yes.
I think the truth of the matter is we have a culture which has not helped the country. The fact that we have idolized the leadership in such a way that we've given them the power and then given them these crowns over their head that they become infallible. They can't make mistakes. And that's the problem, because when we call a president a father, it's a totally different mindset. You know, it does something to your psyche that you cannot question your father, you cannot critique your father, because he's your father, you have to give him the respect. But politicians are politicians. They can lie, they can be corrupt, they can become autocratic. That's why they have to be, checks and balances for politics, because politics, as they say, it's a dirty game. That's why I don't agree with the whole ethos of bringing church into state house or prayers. Prayers will not change the economy. Prayers will not remove corruption. Prayers will not improve UTH or trustworthiness. But what we have seen is that because of the culture that we have in Zambia, the leaders are not honest. There is no transparency. And if there's no transparency and there's no honesty, there's no trustworthiness. So most of our leaders that we have, we can't trust them because they are all recycled. They come from MMD, from this party to this party. It's a recycling of leadership, which has no purpose. They have no vision for the nation. They have interest for their pockets. They have interest to enrich themselves at the expense of the Zambia. That's why they will not tell you there's God in Zambia. Even when they have taken God, they will not tell you, But and this is the problem that we have in Israel. We need people who are honesty to themselves and honesty to the people that voted them into power. People are not afraid to call a spade a spade. That's the kind of leadership that you need in Zambia. But people who put things under the carpet, those are not the leadership that you need. Especially people who hold public office. That's not kind of leadership that we need. So this idea of saying if there is a problem of corruption, let's go and pray, that is putting God to temptation. You know, it's like testing God. You know, if there is corruption, sort out corruption. If you have stolen, you take some. You have to be proactive. But what we have seen in our president is not proactive. You know, he knows, and the only reason I can speak is, you know, if you are eating from the same table, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to rebuke your friend if you are all eating the same cake. That's the only thing. In November we say imbalala ngana chikula imbalala ngwari imbalala ishawa mwashibika mukana ero lulala lumona lubola, you throw it, you vomit it. So that's the problem we have. So if one is corrupt, even the others are corrupt. That's the whole thing. You vomit it. That's the problem. So what we need is to change the system of governance in Zambia if we're going to have any hope. And that's why all these political parties, they need to tell us, what are you going to do for us? How are you going to govern in terms where there's checks and balances in your party? That's why we've been increasing Nevers Mumba and the others, so that they tell us the truth. So they are transparent, so that they will be held accountable for what they have promised us in their manifesto. Not leaders who are only interested in their political party and those who are the bombers of this world, as if they are the Boma is the minister of Lusaka, is not the minister of the whole country. You know, so it's a mindset. We need to change this mindset of daddy, mommy. That we should go away and let them be accountable. Let them hold their office with the boundaries that goes with their office, rather than giving them title that they don't deserve. You know.
Like for example, saying my elder. Nay, no, that's
what?
government.
Okay.
Another point I wanted to make, a quick point, was that when we are saying everybody is we're getting involved, educated people are getting involved, I believe it's not just about education. It's, you know, you can be educated, but you are not learned. I mean, you can, what can I say? So it's not just about people that have gone to university or that have higher learning. Look at our president. Isn't he a lawyer?
Yeah.
So everybody that has a heart, that is educated, no matter if they have gone to school or not, everybody is involved in this movement. Everybody is welcome. Everybody can call for accountability. Everybody can be a leader as long as they've got the heart for the people and the heart for Zambia. Yeah.
Someone who has a moral compass.
Yeah.
We need Dorothy.
Someone that
Dorothy
can stand
has
on
been
values.
Yeah.
Dorothy.
Yeah.
Hi, Lily.
Dorothy, what would you like to say?
Hi, Lily. Hi, everyone on the panel.
Hi.
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 Hello.
If you can reduce the volume on the car, because can we turn off the music in the car, please?
Okay. I don't have any music.
If you can turn off the music in the car because of copyright, please.
There's no music in the car.
Okay, carry on. Okay.
Are you able to get
Carry
it
on
from the background?
No, you're all right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
carry on.
yeah, I have a contribution on the China dominance and the freedom of speech.
Yeah, you're right.
One, in as much as we play, us youth play a very vital role in selecting who's going to govern us, like choosing our leaders. So it is also important that we play a very vital role in having a say over things that are affecting our nations. And I would also encourage my fellow youth to get away with the mentality of saying, we are the future leaders of tomorrow because the future is now. So when we relax and sit back and say, okay, we're the future leaders of tomorrow. So that, you know, gives us a mindset of, you know, like being relaxed. So yeah, like we should not be relaxed because our future is now and our future is getting ruined if we stay quiet and don't have a say concerning national matters that are currently happening in our country. And the second thing I wanted to talk about was the China dominance. Like, it's so crazy for a foreigner to come in our own country and they set their own rules. It's the same as you have a guest comes to your home. Of course, the guest has to abide by your home rules. If you say everybody has to be home by 10 p.m., everybody has to eat what the mother of the house cooks. That's what everybody has to abide. And if they feel that they can't follow the house rules, they have to leave. So it's the same as Zambia. How do we have Chinese come in our own country and they set their own rules when they are foreigners? They're not Zambians. So it is so crazy that they have more power, more than us, because we'll go back to the time where we start fighting for freedom now, or we'll get to a point where we'll have to buy things through the window like it used to be way back, because they have taken charge or control over most of the Zambians. So I would urge my fellow youth not to sit back, but to have a say. We should not be threatened by Bowman. Bowman is nothing. Most of the people can even tell from the interview that he had recently. I was so disappointed, like watching a whole lot of the minister sitting there and speaking like a kid. He didn't speak like an intellectual. He spoke like he doesn't know what governance is, he doesn't know what the constitution is all about. He was just saying things out of the bruise, like he didn't even know that he did have an interview. So I am not intimidated by him, And I know some people like, oh, but why are you speaking out when you're not in Zambia? Because Zambia is my home, it's my country. It's not a place, I have the rights to protect it, because 2 or 3 years from now, I would want to come back home. And I wouldn't want to be at a place where everything is totally destroyed, where things, where maybe the Chinese will be ruling us by then and everything. So I feel it is very important for us to stand up and fight for our future, and not just to sit back and say we are youth, so we don't have much say, or they're going to get arrested if we protest or anything like that. So yeah, that was just a contribution that I had to encourage my fellow youths to stand up and fight for our future, because our future is now. We can't say our future is maybe like a year from now, or months from now, when things are being ruined. So this is the time for us to stand up and fight for what is ours. We need to fight for Zambia. Zambia is for Zambians, and it's not for foreigners. We need to protect things that we have, things like God and everything. We need to protect them, because that is Zambia. We own Zambia. Yeah, so that's the only contribution that I had.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dorothy, for your contribution. We don't take it lightly when people come on board to contribute. Thank you so much. Let me add Peter Shakes and Mandy. I think they want
Thank
to
you so much,
contribute. So, back to the really been disrespected, because according to most of you are hurt with the way he's never responded to the issues pertaining to the gas. So, people are not happy with what's going on. Because most of you are hurt with, I don't know who's never responded to the issues pertaining to the gas. Please, when you're coming on, you need to turn off your audio. Happy with what's going on. You need to turn off your You need to turn off your background, because then it gives a feedback. Yeah. So people are not happy. We've heard from so many people expressing comments on my YouTube channel. Like George is saying, I believe we can do it. Let's break the unbroken. Patrick says, Lily, I also want to be live. I have important words, please. So Patrick, check the link that I'm posting. Okay, so Mandy, if you're coming on, please turn off your audio. Background. Yes, I can hear you. How are you? Good to see you. Carry on, you can speak.
Leave our lead so that others can come on. Good to see you.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Thank you. Good to see you, sister, as well.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Kwashagwe.
God bless.
God bless you too.
Thank
God
you.
bless. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Lily. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Hi. Yes, I can hear you, Mandy. How are you?
I'm good, and you? Yeah,
How are
I
you?
just have a few concerns over what is happening
Fine,
in
thank
our
you.
country. The first point is that
Okay.
we have wrong people
Share
in
them.
positions. Yeah, we have wrong people like Bowman and the other
Yeah.
ministers who are not qualified to be in government. Okay. Then the second point is that we have a weaker constitution, just like Dr. Nevas Mumba said it the other day.
Yeah.
The constitution is weak. Yeah, there's no way the head of state can have the powers. Yeah.
We're hearing you. Carry on.
Are you getting me?
Yes, we are. Just carry on.
Okay, thank you. The other thing that should be changed, okay, when we vote next year is cadreism. We don't need cadres to occupy markets. That brings anarchy in the country. Okay? Learned people are scared of joining politics because of cadres. Why should we allow cadreism? So whoever will be president next year, when you call them on your platform, make sure, okay, you inform them that we don't want cadreism in politics. That is denting the image of our country.
Yeah.
Those are the points I wanted to raise. Thank you for holding me to speak.
Okay. Yeah. So you see, for cadreism, I wasn't in Zambia when it started, and watching videos of the way cadres are warning Biflo, warning this one, warning this one. They look so rough. They look like they're high on cocaine. They look like they are smoking weed or daga. They look like they've bathed into some demonic rituals, and they are so bold to do. I'm thinking, couldn't you be doing something better with your life than being a cadre? Like, wouldn't you be using your time to do something else? There's a video of a cadre. The guy used to live in the UK, now he's in Zambia. So, like, how can you leave the UK to
Exactly.
to Zambia?
They are even busy giving land. If you want land in Zambia now, if you're not connected to a cadre,
and the
you
same
cannot get land. Because of cadreism.
Can you imagine? Okay, thank you so much. We have Peter Shakes and Alan, whose network was not okay, but I think now, Alan, we can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yay! Yes, finally.
I had to swap the laptop.
Good to see you.
I follow your show, Lily. I'm in the UK. I'm in the UK. Now, we have to realize that around the world we have no friends, okay? Now, we hear talk about corruption, but in order to be corrupted, you have to have a corrupter, like the little devil on your shoulder. Now, in your instance, the Chinese are the corruptors, and your president, he does act like a child, as somebody else mentioned before. You look at his mannerisms, he's not proactive. He does not know what the people are going on. So the people around him are taking advantage of that. They're taking absolute advantage of that. There's a change going on in the world, and the driver of that change is the youth. I myself, I'm 60 years old. I've been in the UK now for 53 years. Okay? I come from Barbados.
Wow.
So I've been here. So I've seen everything possible. So a lot of things that the kids are going through now, I've seen already back in the 60s and the 70s. So you have to take control. Now, one way of defeating a lot of this, you don't even have to fire a bullet, and I put it in my my message, is that if you all come together and concentrate on feeding your people for a year, don't dig any resources out of the ground. Somebody has to sit up and take notice, because all the resources leaving the country will dry up. That has a tendency to lower the stock markets elsewhere, because they're fighting over limited resources. Okay, now you have to be aware something's going to happen in Africa as well. They say the next place for fighting terrorism is going to be on the continent of Africa. Now you've got AFRICOM there, you've got Bill and Melinda Gates Foundations, you've got UNICEF, you've got all the bodies which are against you in war, and now you've got Israel coming back in. Israel, along with Monsanto and Syngenta, they all are the two main people coupled with America because they work together. They will come into Africa. They're after the water, because Africa has a great resource of fresh water. Gaddafi proved it by pulling water from the desert to start growing crops in the desert. All the satellites in the air, they look down on Africa. That's why they can find new pyramids here, there, and everywhere. So they're looking for all the resources, including water as a resource. Then what they want is the farmland, and everything else is in place to reduce the population. The Zambian people have to take notice of themselves. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, because your parliament, they're not acting for you. Something's gone on in the background that the Chinese own everything. And if I were you, I would go down and take down all those Chinese signs to send a signal to them: you do not own this country. Your land is the most valuable resource you could ever have, because without the land, you cannot grow food. And if you let somebody take control of your food, they've got control of your life. So in the Bible, it tells us in Psalms 83, 2 and 8, that we have no friends. Now listen to this. I'll say it. I wrote a poem. It's called The Despised and Hated Black Man. And it goes like this. And I start with Genesis 1 and 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Formed from and rooted in this earth, here I stand, the despised and hated black man. I then go to Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made you small among the heathen. You are greatly despised. Am I not small among your people? Am I not despised, mistreated, and hated by you? But still I stand, the despised and hated black man. I am man, not mankind. The Almighty's chosen I am, the despised and hated black man. In your vain jealousy against me, you made a tumult. You consented together with one consent. You are confederate against me. You've taken crafty counsel against me. Let me remind you, Psalms 83, 2 and 8, King James Version. Yes, against me, the despised and hated black man. So around the world till this day, I am the despised and hated black man. I am the source of all humanity, but your quest is to rid the earth of me. Daily you trim the branches of the sacred tree, the one we call humanity. You hate the notion you came from me. I am the root, the anchor of that sacred tree. So bear in mind, if you kill the root, you kill the tree. I look at you, you look at me, but you can accept me. So to you, I am the despised and hated black man. So that tells us we do not have any friends. So therefore, we have to come together, stick together, just like any other nation does. And so the young people in Zambia, they can rise, get these geriatrics out the way, because they do not dictate they cannot dictate your future. They have lived their lives already. So you have to move forward as the young generation. We are a brilliant people. But when I say they are confederates against me, you know it happens around the world. Even in America, the Confederate flag is for slavery. Yeah? So you are confederates against me. They've all got together and come against the black man. So you all have to realize the Chinese, the English, everybody else from around the world are our enemies. So we do not need to fight each other. We have to get the old corruptible people out of the way and let the younger generation lead the way. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you so much.
Can you still hear me? I think there's a delay. I can't hear you.
I'm trying to unmute. Thank you so much. I mute sound because there was some noise from the neighbor. Thank you so much for your contribution, and thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and always being there to contribute. I hope the Zambian youth will listen to this. At the moment, we are being put so much fear. You know, the president, I'm sure you've seen the video where the president said he will shut us up, and then they've cancelled the protest that we had. We were supposed to have on the 22nd, and then Bowman Lusambo as well threatened the young people, and also got the Home Affairs Minister who threatened us, and even the chief of police as well threatened us. Young people unleashed their anger on the press post, where it was pushing president, you know, says, yeah, and people were just, they were just like, we hope you are next, you know, we hope you're next. Why didn't it happen in our country? Because people are tired, they're fed up. He never holds any press brief for Zambians to address the young people or just to address Zambians when there's anything. He only made a press brief addressing Zambians, but it was basically because of things that were killed. So that's why he addressed Zambians. He's never addressed any of that I've shared on my YouTube channel. Never, ever, never.
Well,
so people are tired. They're really tired. So thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Do you want to add anything else?
I'm just saying that we have to move forward as a people, and don't let anybody come between you and your brother, even if it's in the next country, because these things like sanctions that they put against our people, it's to say to you, I could not go to you and say, right, don't talk to your brother because I don't like him. That's not for somebody to say. And when somebody comes into your house, they have to respect your house. You can't be under the table waiting for the crumbs. It's your house. They have to abide by the rules. Otherwise, all you've got in your house is a burglar. Okay? I'll give somebody else a chance now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, good night.
Nola Bot is commenting on me. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Hope to have you soon. Okay. I'm going to have a live stream specifically for the Caribbeans. Hi, Peter, how are you? Hi, Peter.
Hey, how are you? How are you doing? How are you?
Thank you. Finally, we have you here. Finally, we have you here.
I've been trying to connect. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Oh, good. What's your contribution about our president being the most disrespected president with what's going on?
Yeah, I'm sure, of course, is being disrespected with the decisions that he's been making lately, where he's not speaking to the Zambians, just quiet about the happenings in Zambia, and of course the Zambians are very angry, and that's the reason they made him delete the post about the president of Burundi. I'm sure they were not wishing him death, but then the messages behind those comments, they were just telling him to say, we are not happy about how you are running the country and what is happening in the country, where we have the minister threatening the Zambians and not allowing us to do our peaceful protest that we want to do on the 22nd of June. Then also talking about tomorrow's meeting where they want to have a dialogue with the youths. For me, it's not making sense. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. All right. The meeting is called on short notice.
and they want people to register.
Yeah.
Why do they want people to register when the meeting is only called on the 11th of June, and the meeting is supposed to be held on the 12th of June around 14 hours? And they have restricted the meeting to 50 people because of coronavirus. And the questions are, is only youths in Lusaka that are supposed to attend that meeting? And why 50? And why register? Why not give ample time if these people really want to dialogue with the youths and hear the cries of the youths? Why not give ample time so that the youths can register all over Zambia? Because 50 is not the youths in Zambia only, we are a lot. And why only put the agenda to be mining and construction and not talk about the main issue, which is freedom of speech, freedom of expression, what they are denying us to have? Why not put on the panel people like Pilato, Biflo, Wezi, these people, Mutale Mwanza, these people that are really speaking out, that are vocal, then the Chela Tukutas of this Zambia, why not put them in that panel to ask those questions? Because we need question and answer.
Yeah.
And then why putting the venue near intercity without proper security when they know that that's the headquarters of PF cadres? For me, what I think about this meeting is that it's a death trap, and they want to do a blame game on us, whereby we are going to say, we invited you for the meeting, but you never came for the meeting. So it's just a trap of a blame game that they want to do.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I must also talk about the Christians, because I've had, me being a gospel artist, I've had some few attacks here and there in my inbox. You're a gospel artist, you're not supposed to talk about this, politics and all that. But then I must say, even if I'm a gospel artist, I'm affected by what is happening in the country. It's not about a gospel artist, it's not about being a Christian. And the Bible says we are the light of the world. So it's supposed to be the heads in these things that are happening, so that we can be the light and show the youths of Zambia and also the leadership that this is the way Zambia is supposed to run, and we are not happy about what is happening in Zambia. So again, the president, we are told, is being misled by the ministers, but instead of him hosting this meeting or chairing the meeting, he's sending the same ministers that are misleading him. Why is he sending the ministers that are misleading him to come and host or chair the meeting?
No, he's not being misled. He knows what he's doing, because he said it even in the audio and the video that he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows he's playing blind. He's just pretending like as if he doesn't see what is happening. He was once poor, so he knows the conditions of Zambia.
That's why my point is, why does he want to send a minister to come and chair the meeting instead of him, since the ministers are misleading him? Because we are not just going to watch and see it that the president is being misled, when actually he is able to come and chair the meeting.
Is being misled by the ministers. Is the appointing authorities, the overall boss. How can he be misled by the people whom he appointed by himself? That is not an excuse. It's a very big joke. It's a big joke. There is no such a thing.
Yeah.
If people are misleading you, why not firing them? A lot of Zambians have complained that the ministers surrounding him are not giving him good advice. Why not firing him? That we can't. Imagine him over reading if you employ your. Yes, if you have your and then they are misbehaving, you are the appointing authority and you are the boss. You have the authority to fire them. If you take
So the same Christians again, the same Christians and the first in complaining. I wonder why they have so much fear and can't.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The Christians that we have, I wish you watched the first broadcast that we had when we was prophet. The Christians we have pastors who play, they have listened to the word of God, and this man is a Satanist. Don't vote for him. This one is this. And because Christians don't want to be involved in feel politics is the dirty game. At the end of the day, who's going to rule Zambia if we're allowing thieves to continue ruling Zambia? And then they pick on this person who looks holy. See the what we are eating. When was the last time you bought bread in the house? How much is the cost of bread? How much is the cost of milk?
15 kwacha bread. 15.
It's expensive, and he doesn't care. Imagine bread that we used to buy 2 kwacha. The time
we are now eating
bread was 500 kwacha.
We are now eating kandolo. Is where we are running to. You can't manage to buy bread. It's a nightmare. I'm on the copper belt. It's a nightmare.
How will you afford bread?
You can't. You can't eat bread for the whole week or for 2-3 days continuously. You can't.
The wicked people shall know no peace.
So bread, which was cheap in Zambia, is now a luxury. Yeah, so we need to talk, Peter Shakes. You're a Christian, you're a gospel artist. You need to speak, because at the end of the day, people look up to you and they're wondering, he has not spoken. So they'll all be quiet. So if you speak, I speak, everybody's speaking, Emmanuel, everyone. It means we are voicing out, and it's a cry. It's a cry that we're crying right now. And we're crying on behalf of others. It's not like
to tell you the truth, even Jehovah's Witnesses, guys, the guys who doesn't vote, 2021 they are voting. I've interacted with a lot of them. They'll be voting in 2021. It's not a joke. I'm telling you, it's not. Because even those guys who say no, us we don't vote, politics, it's a dead game. They are feeling the impact. You will see the turnout. You will see the turnout in 2021.
Yeah, definitely. 2021 is a year that everybody has to vote.
You can't tell people. You can't tell people to shut up. The people can't talk. And now, because we've had the outcry, and then if anyone speaks, they belong to UPND. No, Max, we don't belong to any UPND. We are tired. We have Zambians who email, Peter Shakes receive messages, I receive messages all over the world. Zambians are complaining. They're the people we are speaking on behalf of. Some are even telling us, hide our ID. We are civil servants. Don't mention our names. Some are even police officers complaining. Complaining. Hide our ID. I work for the police. I work for the army. Things are not good. Everyone is tired.
How can a police officer fail to complain when powers
Uncle Emmanuel, how are you?
For their
police officer, I have received message from a police officer telling me, please, Lily, mention my name.
But really, for their own information, the only person who is paying us youths is hunger. It's hunger and unemployment levels. It's not everybody who belongs to UPND. It's not everybody who belongs to NDC or this opposition. First, we belong to Zambia. That's the fact. We belong to Zambia. We have to guard it jealously. And the use of internet. All those who say Zambian youth, they are not using internet in a good way. Hey, internet is part of our revolution. That I can tell you. 3/4 of the youths they have got at least a small smartphone, and whatever information which is being shared on here, 2021 is a revolution year.
Imagine I received this message, and the message was, I know a lady who works for Chinese people, rich men selling gold and other minerals in other countries. I saw a video on her phone. She had big box of gold being sent out of the country. And the worst part is that customs allow this gold to pass through. This is how corrupt, and this is how people are making money under our nose. Customs allow the gold, they even know that the gold is coming, the gold is passing, and they allow the gold to pass. And the person said, this last month, gold was sent to Thailand because of law. This person, yet they are passing around from our country. Gold that can give the youth employment, gold that can give everybody opportunities. The foreigners, they're the ones enjoying our gold. Because a cadre who is not educated, who is useless, gives the portion of land, even for $100,000, and these people know they will make millions.
That is very funny.
That was a message I got.
I was seeing
Sorry?
a government official on a post today. He was saying there is no gold mine in Zambia. There is no gold in Zambia. I was like, this man is crazy. I was like, this man is crazy. How can you say there is no gold in Zambia when you've seen things that are telling us there is gold in Zambia?
Mapita taparevo basumirapo abantu abefya kweba tifina bachitatapaji nothing tapava icho basumirapo ati hapana tukasa tapava. Everything for them is they are on the right side. If they can manage to smuggle mukula, up to Thailand, what about the small deposits of gold? And it's not even it's not this year 2020 when they have started. They started long time ago. Who gave authority to a party? Who gave authority to a party to investigate the criminals who were smuggling gold? Ash, man, stuff belonging to Zambia nowadays.
Another message is saying. He wants to pretend to pass, so he can't out to be in bad books with his ministers. That's the president's desire, ministers to be on his head. But trust me, 2021, I'll make sure even my grandma has no voters that to vote. She needs to vote. Uncle Joe.
Hi, Lily. I'm just coming.
Uncle Joe, how are you?
I'm fine, Lily. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm just coming and I've arrived at my my focus on the gold mine or the gold. Yeah, I think to speak about the gold, I will go back to the video that has gone viral in public domain where the president was asking the Minister of Mine, right on site, as to whether the people that were mining the gold had all the particular documents required. And I think in the video, there was a Minister of Mines and another counterpart who I can't be very sure what position he holds. And the Minister of Mines actually answered in the video to say they had an exploration license, but they extended the exploration to mining. And he answered to the president saying so he was going to instruct the permanent secretary to stop the mining activities. Now, in a normal environment, the president was present on a crime scene where gold was being stolen beyond the permitted documents. The documents that were allowed to the people on site was to explore and not to mine. So to me, that was a crime scene, which required to be quarantined, or rather circled with red or yellow tape to say, oh, we are actually stepping on a crime scene. What we need is OP, police, everyone to come here, because this is theft from Zambia. 18.3 million Zambians are being ripped of this resource that could even alleviate the national debt that we've got. So to me, the president was actually on the crime scene. He witnessed the crime. So even for the PS, for the minister to say, I'm instructing the permanent secretary, when you are right on the crime scene, you are seeing the evidence and you are confirming to the president that these people are mining instead of exploring, meaning they are working against government policy and law. They have broken the law. So if such was witnessed by the president and the minister, and it was confirmed on video that gold is being stolen from the Zambian people instead of it realizing money into the Zambian treasury, then I'm just surprised where is the rule of law? Because that was clear theft of government property, of a Zambian's resource that could, look, go on the internet and check how much gold costs per gram, per kg, and per ton. And from what is going around in public domain, they only required about $3 million to set up some form of a mining processing plant for gold. And around the same time, about $5 million has been had to be paid to France to French people on how to restructure our debt. Now, look at this. You've got $5 million to give someone to think for you how you should pay back debt. But then you require $3 million, which is less than what you want to pay someone to think for you to pay a debt, which you could use to do the mining, sell the gold,
which one
and
pay someone to think for you.
So this is where now the youth have to come in, because the youth is a new thinking. The youth have everything to lose. The old folks in their 60s have nothing to lose. This is a loss on the youth, and the impact of the inefficiencies, and the poor governance that is going on right now is going to be felt by the next generations, the next century. So this is not a battle for self-gain. This is protection, this is preservation, and this is upholding the fabric of Zambia's nationality and Zambia's integrity on the world stage. This is not something that is for us. This is beyond the next generation, it's beyond the next century. So nobody hates the government. Nobody hates the president. But I will give you a very simple scenario. If there's any minister or any public officer who thinks poverty is easy to adapt to, tell them to pack the VXCs or those high cars for 1 month and take a taxi, take it on foot, or go on a bicycle. Are they going to do it? No. Why? Because nobody is subjected or is, in this world to adapt to poverty. And all the corruption that's going on, which is incontestable, cannot be fought even with anti-corruption commission, is to fix the economy and then make all the opportunities equal to everyone. Where there's equal opportunity, there's no bribery, because everybody can access genuinely what they deserve. So we need to redefine the way we're doing our politics. This it's beyond it's one item. It's all a collective approach. Nobody hates President Lungu. He's a Zambian, like anybody else. The opposition are Zambian people. But we need to find the common enemy. The common enemy we have to fight is the poverty, the inequality, and the unequal share of the national cake. But where is this coming from? We need to come together as one Zambia, one nation. This narrative that is, when you speak the truth, you belong to the opposition. if you you go along and get along with the status quo, you are the ruling party. We are all Zambians. The common enemy we're fighting here is the corruption, the inequality, and the poverty, which I don't think any Zambian is willing to adapt to, because this is not a plight that anyone has integrity with. So the answers are required. And when the answers are required and they're not being given genuinely, people will speculate and people will be agitated. And there's no way a youth that has everything to lose, looking at how much time they've got ahead of them, is going to wait until I don't know how long they'll get the answers. So this is not any Zambian against anyone. No, this is us saying, what is government? What is democracy? What is an election? This is not even about 2021. This is beyond 2021. 2021 is only an election. Zambia is there before 2021. We will be there after 2021. But why do we go to election? We don't go to election to contest for a win and lose. No, it's a process of coming up with leadership where the citizens will appreciate the importance of leadership and how to govern ourselves. So this is not an issue of opposition versus PS. No, this is where we have to redefine the type of Zambia that we want. And the kind of Zambia that we want is the Zambia that is transparent, the Zambia that has integrity, the Zambia that people can access information, people can access answers, because democracy is about communication. We hold you accountable, you give us the answers. You are in office because our taxes pay for your luxury. It's very simple. So the narrative that tries to
thank you so much.
Should not be there. I just joined in. I didn't pick up everything that was said from the beginning, but I thought I should say this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Vincent, how are you? Vincent, how are you? Let me take off your volume. We've got a few minutes before we end the stream.
Okay. Okay, can I come in? Can I come in?
Hi, Vincent. Vincent, how are you?
Can I come in? I've just joined in.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. I've actually, I was just busy on Facebook, and then I saw it. I was like, nah, I need to join in, because this afternoon I had the same conversation with a friend of mine this afternoon.
Yeah.
And we discovered that this is why Zambians living abroad are not respected. We are not respected. Why? Because of the actions and decisions that are made by our leaders, our political leaders. Now I was asking myself, how did we get to this place? How did we get here? And then I realized that it is our choices, the choices that we have been making. This is the country that we Zambians have been creating all along the years. This is the country that we have been creating. And if you look in the past, we have had choices. We have had, an opportunity to make good choices, to choose good leaders who can change this country. But we decided to say no to it. Instead, we voted for a party, not a person who can change it. We went for a song instead of an individual, instead of a capable leader. Just because the musician has sang a beautiful song that we can dance to, then we go for it. That's the reason why we are here. Let's not. I personally, I personally don't blame the leaders that we have. I blame ourselves. This is our choice. This is the choices that we made, and we have an opportunity next year. We have another opportunity next year to change things. You see, so I'm in Belfast. And I was thinking, I was thinking of going next year to vote, but I was told by my brother that they might change the voting register, which I thought maybe it might not work out for me because they're not going to change. Are they going to change?
Everything will be there. Everything will be as planned.
They are going to change. They want to have 9 million people at the moment. 9 million eligible voters at the moment. They want to make a new one.
Why?
So
why? So who's not allowed to vote?
Mr. Shindano announced that some time back. Like he said that they want to create a new
the diaspora to come and vote.
Then they were also suggesting things like prison vote.
But we can vote, huh?
At the moment.
Can we vote?
If they change the register, then we can't vote. That's my wording. That's my wording. If they change the register, then as we are sidelined, we can't vote. Unless they maintain the previous unless they maintain the previous register, yes, you and I can travel back and vote because they still have our details. So yeah. Anyway, my brother said they are likely to change the register, which somehow I thought is not a good move. Why? Because they are limiting on the number of people to vote. You know, look at the case of where oh my daughter, look at the case of where I want to sacrifice to go back and vote, just to cast my vote and come back. You see, so but anyway, my point is
yeah.
Yes. Why didn't you go? But my point is, this is our choice. We made this mistake as Zambians, and let's not put all the blames on the politicians. We had the opportunity and we messed it up. So
yeah.
Now coming to the gold issue, to the gold mining.
Yeah.
We are a laughing stock, my sister. Imagine how can a bicycle cost 700? You know, a bicycle costing $700. $700. One bicycle. Come on, how special is that bicycle? Surely, how special is that bicycle? And we have and we have somebody who comes in to justify that. Oh my goodness! So we have all this money. You know, we have all this money. Which we have all this money, which we just need to invest.
We have all this money.
Yes, you know. The thing is, abantu abalifa kula wina fyabene you know. Their projects to invest in. Yeah, their projects. No, they don't. No, they don't. That is why once because if you look at where we are coming from, they will just be, instead of looking at us, they'll be looking at the poverty in our countries, you know. And where is the respect there? Where is the respect? People can respect you. They can't respect you. They will look at what you are living at home. They will look at what you are living at home. Nothing. There will be no respect.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Conrad, how are you?
I am fine, and how are you?
Conrad.
I've been following the. Are you getting
Conrad.
me? Are you getting me?
What is what is your contribution? Yes.
All right, I've been following the discussion. I'm watching.
What's your contribution?
My contribution, I want to talk about 3 things. The Chinese influx. First of all, I want to talk about the Chinese influx. I think our government don't understand that international politics are all about interest. Why are the Chinese coming to our country, and why are they giving our government so much money? What is really their interest in Zambia, and what do they really want in Zambia in return for the loans?
It's
are the Chinese
okay, I think his signal is not good. Vincent, do you want to say something?
To say something.
Vincent, do you want to say something?
Okay. Good evening.
Yeah. How are you?
I want to say something. Is my mic open? I'm okay. Not really very much.
Yeah.
How are you? Okay, thank you. Actually, it's really a disgrace. Okay, it's really a disgrace.
It's gone off again. Okay.
Okay.
Let me just add. You keep cutting. Carry on. We just have a few minutes, and then you speak. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just finish my thought first.
Okay.
So with the coming of Chinese, like they appear like they are taking over our jobs, our mining rights, our land rights, almost everything, including our businesses. They are, imagine you go to Kamwala, if you were to go to Kamwala, Soweto, you are finding them even selling things like chickens and salaulas. What will me as a black, like me as a Zambian, how can I compete with a Chinese national to start selling clothes and to start cutting hair in the barber shops? Apart from that, they are even discriminating Zambia. Some of these barber shops, you'll find that the door is written closed, but inside they are cutting hair to their fellow Chinese. That's formed into that attempt. Despite
I think your signal is horrible, and time is going. Really, Irene, are you there? And then we can go to bed now.
Very expensive. And when
I think everyone has horrible network. Thank you so much, Katigo, and the rest. Vincent, more of your Insta app and because it's 2 hours 30. People need to come back and watch. Yeah. Thank you so much. The signal is not good at the moment. Yeah. Maybe Conrad, you have to work on your signal and then you can come back another time. Thank you so much for your contribution, everybody. It's a girl, lilymutamztv, also known as Gelopazed, Umanakashwapa Zambia. It's been amazing talking about the Republican president of Zambia and how he's been disrespected by many people who are upset with what's going on. And there's nothing we because he's, like what I've said, he's earned the disrespect. He has let down the Zambian people. The Zambian people let down. They don't feel like President really really involved the Zambian people. They go upset. There's no opportunity, there's no jobs. And what do you expect? Do you expect to be respected? You know, like I've said, what you reap what you sow, and his comments as well have made people upset about everything. So thank you so much. It's good night from me. I'm going to shoot a video right now. I've got 2 videos that I need to shoot, and I'll be uploading tomorrow. We need to talk. You know, serious matter. We need to talk. Thank you so much, and good night. Now one yeah, ugo feel kanana la tolo abaga venem for so it's a pleasure to be here discussing these issues, and I'm blessed to have everybody that always comes to support my YouTube channel. You guys are amazing, 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 amazing.